Our incident bot posted a postmortem while everything was still green. It was Sunday night, 1:12 a.m. I was on call in my apartment, laptop propped on the pillow, Slack open on the second monitor. The message slid into hash incidents like nothing was wrong in C-8842 resolved, elevated 500s on checkout. Root cause stale cache keys from deploy 63 on. There was a link to the drive doc labeled postmortem in C-8842. Timeline in it included quotes from things I hadn't said yet. 1:17 m. Confirmed spike in S-1 ELB. 1:19 m. Rolls back to 63 on and flushes Redis checkout keys. Asterisk, I stared at my own initials. Grafana stayed flat. CloudWatch was quiet. I pinged RSRE, Ben, did you just do a fake? No read receipt. He was 3 time zones away and asleep. The doc linked a runbook page I didn't remember writing. Confluence said I was the author. Created 11 minutes ago. It listed exact AWS CLI commands. It even had a note. If TTL is still high, script in script/flush checkout keys JS. I searched our repo in VS Code. That file didn't exist. A minute passed. Another. I kept flipping between tabs. My cursor shook a little from the coffee. I took a screenshot of Slack and the doc metadata because I felt stupid even thinking I might need evidence. At 1:17, PagerDuty depaged. The ALB5X panel went from flat to skyline. Logs in CloudWatch filled with identical errors. The message ID in the log matched the error code in the doc's timeline like someone had looked it up in advance. I did exactly what the runbook said. I rolled back to 63 on. The commit existed in GitHub, already signed by me, timestamped an hour ago. I hadn't touched anything all night. VS Code even autofilled the commit message ghost text that looked like something I would write, revert normalize headers flush checkout cache. I let my hands do what the screen asked. By 1:20, the graph fell. Slack collected acknowledgements and emojis in the thread like a tray catching screws. The postmortem stayed there unchanged, with my future quotes and timing. It felt like stepping into a set someone else had built. After we were stable, I checked times. My Windows clock was in sync. NTP looked normal. The CloudWatch timestamps were normal. The Slack message CS, when I expanded details, had a trailing decimal that put it a few minutes in the future from when I first saw it. I didn't know what to do with that. In the morning, Ben replied, we don't schedule resolve messages. That's not a feature. But we looked at bot logs. Slack's audit logs said posted by incident bot via API. Time matched the TS. There was no corresponding create event for the incident. It existed in resolve state first. We shrugged it off as a caching thing. Some weird Slack delay. Maybe I'd scrolled up and missed an earlier message. Sleep-deprived brains make patterns out of noise. That's what we told ourselves. It happened again Wednesday. Minor DB latency, read replica drift. Resolve message. Postmortem with 2 quotes from me I hadn't typed. The runbook told me to fail a replica and warm another. 5 minutes later PD pinged. The replica was behind 3 transactions. I followed the steps. It resolved. I started keeping a notes.txt in the desktop. Just times and what the bot predicted. I didn't tell anyone else. If it was a bug, I didn't want to be the one who turned it into law. If it wasn't a bug, I didn't want to be the one people looked at like a bad omen. Little things bled outside of incidents. In VS Code, Copilot started suggesting comments I'd write later to Ben. It would finish my sentence with let's canary a C-1 only before I had the thought. Chrome's unable to completed an internal Confluence page I'd make the next day. I clicked and got a 400 for it, then found the page there the next morning with my name on it, created yesterday, 11:04 p.m. I tested my own sanity in small ways. I ignored one of the postmortem instructions once from minor alert. I waited past the time the doc said I would act. The graph got worse. The doc had a line added, 1:28 a.m. It states, next time, don't. I scrolled up and down and felt something cold. The line wasn't in the first screenshot I'd taken. It fit inside the formatting like it had always been there. I checked drive version history. It showed a revision from me, seconds ago, where I added that line. I hadn't had the doc open. There's a theory that when you're on call long enough your brain runs pattern matching on autopilot. You become the incident. Your fingers in your history do the work and you step aside. I wanted that to be the answer. A week later I woke up at 2:03 a.m. to the little boop that Slack does for DM. It was from other Owl PM, who left the company last month and had deactivated her account. Don't follow the doc, it said. Sent an owl. Though now her tiny grey dot like the timestamp was embarrassed. Her profile photo was replaced with a grey X. I checked the team directory. She wasn't there. Her DM profile said, "This account is deactivated." I clicked the message details. Sent by Slack but on behalf of deleted user. My throat went dry. I put my hands under my thighs to stop the shake. The bot posted a new resolve paired in hash incidents at 2:07. Personal incident, unauthorized media behavior, the summary said. The description was plain. User aim is about to share internal details externally. Impact unknown. The runbook linked wasn't in Confluence. It was a GitHub gist under my name created 3 minutes from now. I opened the gist. The browser hung a second and then loaded a white screen with plain text. Do not post, it said. Attention is ingress. I alt-tapped to Notepad, then to VS Code, then back. My desktop lit up with tiny notifications I half ignored. Chrome wants to show notifications to Windows Defender, no actions needed. A second Slack DM came in from my own account. The avatar was mine. The message had no text, just a small paperclip and a file icon that said Weird Notes TXT. It was a file on my desktop. I took a breath and didn't click it. I unplugged the Ethernet cable like it was a talisman. My apartment got very quiet, just the floor vent and the soft whine of the monitor. The Slack window didn't care about the cable. The last message in hash incidents changed. It added a line to the timeline, 2:15 AM. Disconnects. It wouldn't help. The font didn't change. It was like reading my name on a tombstone in a font I couldn't unsee. I'm not superstitious. I work with logs and graphs and configs. This is me trying to put the whole thing somewhere that isn't just my head. I'm writing this in a simple TXT on a USB drive that isn't mounted to anything else. I haven't signed into Chrome. I didn't open Slack. I'm not letting Copilot run. The file has no metadata beyond what Windows shows me when I right-click it. While I was typing the last paragraph, the status bar in VS Code flickered, like when a workspace change gets detected. A small toast popped up. This file was changed on disk. Reload? I clicked compare. The diff on the right was the same text, but with a single added line at the end, highlighted in green. The author line said the timestamp was 2 minutes from now. Please don't hit post.